The idea of race itself, as we understand it here in the United States, is completely different than the concept of what race means in Latin America, whether it's Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, you pick the place. Latin America has a very different conceptualization of race. Latinos draw their racial and ethnic heritage from a mix, from Spanish conquistadores to African slaves to Aztecs or Incans. And that a little bit of all of that is in all of us. That's not to say that in Latin America that there's not racism. There's terrible racism. We don't have the same categorization in Latin America that we do in the United States. When they try to put Latinos into these boxes, well, these Dominicans, they're black. Or some of these Cubans or these people from Argentina, aren't they really white? These are whites. They don't see themselves as white. You can have Latinos who have way, way darker skin than an African American and not consider themselves African American. And you can have Latinos that are extremely light-skinned and would not consider themselves white.
The standard of what race means in this country is the African American versus white experience. But African Americans are the only ethnic group that came here in the numbers they did by force and were enslaved. The ugly scar on the country's history, I get it. But that has become the standard through which we view identity politics in this country, and it is a false model. But there's also this realization that from the Latino community that, wait a second, maybe we're not this oppressed minority group. Maybe this system that we have politically been railing against and this narrative that we've bought into is a myth. Are Latinos going to continue the politics of being a racially aggrieved minority? Or will it take on a more aspirational quality as it rises rapidly into the middle class?